Hey guys, it's Jonathan with FMP Wargamers. So today I'm going to go over how to convert your Chaos Space Marines or even Space Marines into Nurgle Marines. So a lot of people ask me what I do to convert my models, or you know, how I get different effects and such. So I do different things. For example, I got the Blight drone, or the whatever it's called now, the Plague drone, and I wanted to put a rider inside with this open. This is going to be painted, of course. I used this white, which I'll go over a little bit of what it is, and then I want to put like a Nurgling to add to the comedic value of a Nurgling trying to get sucked into the turbine engine. So some of the conversions, just go on these guys. So I know it doesn't look like much now because he's not painted yet, but he will look pretty good when he gets painted. Here he's got the extended stomach. I used the one of the Plague Bear's heads, and then this is a arm from the Blight King's set. Kind of did that with some of the other stuff here. This is a head from the Blight Kings, as well as a hand from the Blight Kings. For this one here, for this one here, I did cut off the chainsword, and I put the blade here, and I used again some of the white stuff just to make it hold, because it hardens like plastic. Now the white stuff that I used is called this. It is Tamiya putty, and I use it a lot lately. I've been using it for gap filler until I realized it has a lot more other uses, and I'm going to show you guys how to actually take a extra stupid Space Marine and turn it into a Plague Marine. I'm sure you probably just have a bunch just lying around, maybe never using or not using at all, and I'm going to show you guys how to actually convert it. So what I did here, I just gathered a bunch of bits. So how I ended up getting a bunch of bits here is I put together the entire Chaos Space Marine starter set, and I mixed and matched a lot of the Blight Kings and the Plague Bearer kits, all the extra bits, because I saved all my bits, and I mixed and matched and stuff like that. And so when I was done, I ended up with a ton of other bits and a lot of chaos bits. So I was like, okay, well, I don't need this Marine, and so we're going to go ahead and chaos them up. So typically, hopefully, this is why I don't use plastic glue for models here, but I will take his head off. Hopefully it's not plastic glued. Yep. So this one's plastic glued. I did get this used. I didn't put them together. There you go. That's how you decapitate a Marine. So you don't want his head because you just don't want a Space Marine head. Me, I got various heads I grabbed from. And again, his backpack is very Space Marine-y. I just gotta go. Yeah, man, this is plastic glue. I use super glue for my stuff because in case I ever want to do this or change something. I use plastic glue on terrain. Yeah, it's all fused in there. Alright. As you can see, I'm not being really careful because I'm going to be cutting off and hacking here. So let's start with the left hand here. So I got this from the Blight Kings bit, and it is actually going to go like that. So I don't need his hand. Again, no accuracy. Just doing. And I want it flat though. And so what you do is, I'm running low on my super glue on this one, so the brush is all messed up here. So, alright, again, we're doing Nurgle here, so you don't gotta be too careful. We're just going to put this on here like this. Got some sprue left here. Just clean it up. Alright. Alright, we'll come back later and put the putty on them. So, I'll let that dry a minute. Now, I got some head choices. I can't really figure out how to get this one on. I'm definitely going to use it for something. But I wanted to make a sergeant or an inspiring champion because I got the backpack for it. Figured why not. But for his left hand, I'm just going to use an entire fist. Oh, good. It came off. I'll give him a power fist. Now, you may say, oh, why has he got two close combat weapons? Well, because he wants to. He's hiding a bolter somewhere. That came off. Right. And then we're just going to put the power fist on him. Let's get him pointed. There we go. Yep. So, if you're like me, I get impatient with super glue even drying, so don't even think about plastic glue. All my friends say, no, plastic glue goes really quick. Not for me, I guess. Not quick enough, anyway. Alright, so let's make sure it holds for a minute. Do a little spritz of accelerator. Instant gratification. Alright, so next, I'm just going to stick on one of these pads here. One of the extra bits just got more of a chaosy looking one since his other shoulder is not chaosy. But we will fix that with the putty. There we go. I'll draw pretty quick. The accelerator's on there. Alright, so we start getting the Aspiring Champion up and running. So, look at the heads. I think I'm going to end up using one of these heads here from the Plague Bringers. Bears, plague whatevers. Well, actually, before I put the head, I'm going to go ahead and put the backpack because I'm going to start adding some of the putty pretty soon here. So I'll get the backpack here. Again, great thing about Nurgle is, you know, just slap on glue. Adds to the effect. If you're not going for that super clean effect, I guess. But it's Nurgle, so you shouldn't be. Alright, so there's the champion's backpack. Now, if you look at the head, you'll notice that it's missing there's a big gap here. So what I do is I just fill some of this, like so. You can actually mold it a bit too. It's pretty good stuff. You can mold it for a minute. Get that mold in here. So I'm trying to make it look like a little bit fuller of a head, and it doesn't have to be perfect because it is, you know, Nurgly, so it's going to be all bulbous and misshapen. And so again, like the other step before, just slap some glue on them. Alright, you know, position your head however you want it. I want him looking at you the way he's pointing. There you go. Alright. So now we're going to add the extra to make it nurgly. What I do, it's fairly simple, is I'll just take a big glob here. Let's not be perfect. And drag it down. Usually there's not a base, so let's see if the base comes off. Nope, that base ain't going nowhere. Okay. So now you got this. You can use some tools, sculpting tools here. So I took a sculpting tool. Start moving around. You see how inside it doesn't really dry yet, which is good, because that means you can actually manipulate a little bit. Open it up like that, so you have a gap, some skin just sloughing off. You can pull it around a little bit to make it a little more natural, I guess. Alright, so now we modified the arm a little bit, and you want to strengthen that arm because all it is really just glued at the wrist. So we're gonna cover up some of this other armor because it is the newer armor. We're gonna cover the fist just a little bit, so that way when it hardens, it'll be like hard plastic, and that stuff's not gonna go nowhere. And again, you know, with the shoulder pad, you don't have to be too careful. Just gonna add it. I don't want to do too much on the pack because the pack is a nice mold, but you want to give it a little bit of the light look. Now I use a lot of green stuff as well, the epoxy putty, and this one actually, you know, when I don't have a whole lot of time and you still want to get a decent effect, because it may be white, but when you paint it, it's going to look fairly decent, because you're going to paint it obviously the colors that you want and stuff like that. So here what I'm doing is just giving a little bit of a texture, so it's going to look like, you know, pocky and stuff, or whatever. You could, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, anything like that, you know. I want to have a little fun with it. For example, let me see here, I got this thing. So I got this bit that's from the Blight Kings as well, and I just want to slap it right there. And so all I'll do and sometimes to get the best stuff is just kind of wing it. Grab a bunch of bits that, you know, you're gonna want to put, or that look nurgly or plaguey, and then, you know, get them all out, put them all together, and then put it in there. See if you like it. See how it came out. You know, so. Alright. Spritz that so it stays. Alright, I got some other bits here. So I got like a nurgling, which I can apply here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do it now because he's not dry yet. So like I just said, you know, just kind of winging it, something that looks good. So he's going to just go up there like that. He's going to... Oops. Alright, that's going to stay. So we're going to do a little more here in the back. So that helps to stay a little bit. Forget his legs because they don't. Nice clean Space Marine armor. And you can always muck it up too by using, you use your blade or anything like that to scratch it up. But it is chaos, and their army is their armor is put together from dead bodies basically. So that was just a quick and easy tutorial on how to just take your regular old silly Space Marine and now make it into a Plague Champion. Not anything super amazing, but definitely will stand out and be a lot different. And this is just from extra bits and then a Space Marine I wasn't going to use. So now you can even add extra stuff if you want to add more of the putty. And the putty, like I said here, as you can tell on these other guys, it hardens like plastic. So it's very, very plasticky. It's very tough stuff. So it is definitely good to pick up. I think some Japanese stuff. I just picked up at my local hobby store. But timing up putty, good stuff. Especially if you're just trying to do conversions. Just simple, easy stuff. Blight King arm. You know what I mean? Just I tacked it on with some of the putty here to make sure it hardens. And it gives it a little more natural than some of the gaps that it had and some of the open spaces. It's definitely, if anything, I use it for a gap filler for sure. If you got those imperfect models and stuff and you want to fill the gaps, or here to give it a little more reinforcement. Don't worry, it's Magnetex. But if you want to get a little reinforcement here, it's definitely going to make your stuff a bit stronger than just using glue. So that is how I do my conversions on just some extra bits that you have around, just so you can expand your army. Everyone has extra Space Marines for some reason. So that's my tutorial, guys. Hope you appreciate it and liked it.